Hello friends, and welcome to day 2 of my fall series for this year. Today I want to share with you how I created this beautiful colored pencil leaf scene using some awesome products. So let's get into it. Today I'm going to be using this stamp set from Memory Box. It is called Harvest Love and Kindness. I really love the sentiment, and I'm also going to be using this die from Honeybee. So first I've got to get my coloring done. This is a pretty long process, so I tried to speed through it as much as possible. Just to keep the video kind of short. But I just have a panel of Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, and I have it cut using some Slimline dies from Waffle Flower. And I'm going to take the big leaf image from the stamp set, and we're going to stamp it so it looks like it's kind of cascading down the card panel here. And I'm just taking the die just to kind of line it up where I want it so I know where to place the big stamp here. And this is such a gorgeous stamp. I really love Memory Box. I've used several of their stamps before in the past, and I just love coloring them with colored pencils. You could easily color them with, Copic markers or with watercolors or anything like that, but I really enjoy coloring these images on craft cardstock with colored pencils. I'm just stamping this image down using some VersaFine Onyx black ink. This is my favorite ink to use when I'm doing colored pencils, just because it is a nice, bright, crisp black ink color, and I think it works well with colored pencils. Once I had that stamped, I hit it with my heat gun just to make sure it was nice and dry, and we're going to get right into the coloring. Now I just chose some colors from my Prisma colored pencil set. You can use any colors that you like. I'm going to put on some music because this is a very long process, and once it's all finished, we'll come back and finish up together. that I have the coloring all finished, I was so pleased with it, and I wanted to add just a little bit more to it. I mean, it is gorgeous the way that it is, but of course, I'm into the whole splattering thing, and I wanted to add just a little bit of gold to the background to kind of match my die cut that I'm going to use later on. So I'm just going to take my Art Philosophies metallic watercolor set here, and I'm going to take kind of like the bronzy colored gold that's in the set, and I'm going to splatter it on the background. I was just trying to match it to my cardstock, and I think it matches perfectly, and I think it really adds to this card in particular. Like my last card where I added some splatter to those maple leaves, I love adding it to this one. I really think it adds to the whole kind of image that I'm going for, and I think it's just fabulous. And again, like I mentioned in my last video, I really like fall leaves, and this one is no exception. I love the way that these turned out. All of the different variations of how leaves change color is so fascinating to me, and I love all of the different colors that you get, and just, it's so fabulous. So I'm just, again, taking that gold color and I'm splattering it all over this panel in different sizes, and I love the shimmer that it adds to the card. Now, the only kind of issue that I have with using colored pencils is that it does leave kind of like a sheen on the cardstock, but you know, you can look past it because of how pretty the coloring is. So I just pre-cut my greeting here. Again, this is from Honeybee Stamps. This is their autumn die, and it comes with 3 dies in the set. You have the actual greeting, you have one kind of silhouette, and then you have a stitched silhouette. And I just wanted to use the one silhouette on this one this time, and I really like it. I just cut the silhouette out of some brown cardstock that I had in my stash, as well as this gold cardstock. I'll make sure I link to some items that are similar, so if you want to create the same look, you can. And I'm just gluing it down with some multimedia matte adhesive, and I really love the way that this turns out. I think it's super shiny, and I think it adds to the coloring as well. I want my greeting to read Autumn Blessings, so I'm taking a stamp from this Simon Says Magic of Christmas stamp set that says Blessings, and I'm going to stamp it on some white cardstock here using some Vintage Photo Oxide Distress Inks, just to add that brown color in to just kind of round out my sentiment. I'm just going to stamp that down using my MISTI tool, and then I'm going to trim it out using some banner dies that I have. There are so many banner dies out on the market right now that you could choose any. You could freehand cut this as well if you choose to. I'm terrible at freehand cutting. I always end up cutting it crooked, and I have to restamp it like 100 times. So again, I'm just taking a banner die here. You can use any one that you have in your stash, and I'm just going to cut out this greeting. Once I had it cut out, I do end up trimming it down with my paper trimmer, my infamous paper trimmer that I am absolutely terrified of. I still use it. I use it very carefully. I'm very cautious and aware of where my hands are at all times. And I do apologize if you hear some barking. That's the puppy playing again. But again, I am very aware of where my hands are at, and I always lock it when I'm finished, just so I don't cut my hands again. So once I had that all trimmed out, I'm going to get to assembling the card. I'm going to zoom back in here. And I had this brown cardstock. I thought I would use it as a matte, but then I thought I better leave it out just so I have a nice white border, so it kind of brings in that second greeting back in to the card, kind of keep it all kind of coordinating nicely together. And I'm using some 110-pound Simon's cardstock, and I have it cut to 8.5 by 7, and I scored it at 3.5 to make a side folding slimline card base. Going to attach that with some of my favorite Tombow glue. Use the grid lines on my mat here to help me line it up. Looks perfect, and I just love the way that this looks. I love this stamp set. I've got so many ideas to use this stamp set. So much fun. And I'm going to pop up this sentiment using some Doris 3M foam strips. And these strips are perfect for this sentiment because it's all kind of like lines, and there's lots of really nice wide spaces to place these dimensional adhesives. A lot of fun, and I love adding the dimension to it as well. I am going to add a little bit of dimension again a little bit later. Once I get all the adhesive backing off of here, we can attach our greeting. And I kind of fussed around a little bit where I wanted to place it. I thought about moving it a little bit higher, but I really liked it down near the bottom. I think it really kind of grounds the entire image. And I'm just going to attach the second part of our greeting nice and flat up underneath the dimensional die cut. And I think it looks fantastic. Love this look. One of my favorites. I think I say that about every card that I do, but ones that I plan out in advance and I work really hard on turn out to be my favorite. I'm just going to add a little bit more shimmer here with some Wink Estella glitter brush pen. You could leave this out. There's a lot going on here, but I just wanted to add just a smidgen more of sparkle. And I'm going to finish off this card with some glossy accents over top of the little berries here, just to add a little bit of more dimension to the card. I really like doing this with any kind of berry image. I really think it makes them stand out and adds just a little bit more interest to it as well. And that will finish up this card for today. I really hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit the like button. It really helps my channel out. And hit the little notification bell and the subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos here at my YouTube channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye! On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.